Ooh, ah, 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 Everything is in order. Looks like it. The only thing I don't have going here is a YouTube channel, YouTube panel, where I can see what's going on YouTube. I've got a Twitch panel and a notifications panel and everything. And everything. I want to see my videos quickly. Show me my videos. I want to see, because I uploaded a time lapse yesterday. 6 views. Whoop whoop. Wonder what that's about. And open this thing. Open this panel. Bingo. Pause the video. Bingo. Do I have audio coming through here? Yes, I do. I have audio. It is not exactly all that loud, but it's good enough. When I lean back, it'll be better. Okay. Fantastic. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. 1 Mississippi 2. 1 Mississippi 2. It's close enough. Sync is close enough. So let's open up the frequency for today, right? It's the 19th. Hey Sanj, how you doing today? How you doing today? Okay, so this is not gonna be like, of course you can be added to the list. This reading I'm about to do, it's like less of a reading and more of like a manifestation. We're gonna have a look at the frequency of the day and the week and just life in general, and then we're gonna tweak it to our advantage, right? Let's see if we can do that. It's something that I used to do regularly. Like every day I would choose a card. Like I wouldn't take a card out randomly. I'd choose a card and I'd decide this is what the frequency of the day is gonna be like, and let it manifest that way. Glad to hear that you're doing good. Glad to hear it. Me too. Also doing good. Fortune! Fantastic. So Fortune is saying to us that today is a day about reaping the rewards on everything we've invested all of the energy we've sown into the world, all the energy we've output, whether it's good or bad, all coming right back to us. Yeah, the card is the right way around. So it's saying even if there's gonna be some misfortune, even if we're gonna, like, we always have negative intentions at different points in our lives, we make mistakes, it happens. Even though there's gonna be little bits of negative karma returns, most of it's gonna be the positive, like all of the good things we've sown, all the efforts that we've made, everything we've worked towards. Hello there, Vanj. You know I don't do that. You know, I'm gonna start blocking you if you keep asking me the same question. I'm not gonna read what Rita is thinking. You know, because that's like not ethical. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is saying that, you know, what we're seeing, or the rewards that we're seeing are to do with our, it's to do with our self-love. It's like we're taking care of ourselves. All of these efforts that we're seeing returns on, it's all efforts that have gone into ourselves. Like self-care, investing in self, like your own dreams, your own goals, your own emotional well-being. This is for all of us. It's like, if I have to look into my own life, everything that I've been doing to create abundance for myself, this card is kind of saying that that's where the returns are going to be seen, like in the emotional, like, yeah, gonna feel full, gonna feel accomplished, gonna feel satisfied, because we've been working to make it that way. We've been working to change our reality so that it's like fulfilling, and we're gonna see it come round as fulfilling. Knight of Discs, this is our conscious mind, what we're focusing our minds on, and that is on like all the fuck ups in our physical world, like the areas where we don't have enough money, where we're not fit enough, where we're not being healthy enough, eating too much sugar, stuff like that. It's like our minds are still fixating on that, and it shouldn't be. We should be looking at the progress that we've made. Like for me, I have cut out so much from my life, like bad habits like coffee and alcohol and cigarettes, and all that stuff has been cut out. My lifestyle is so much healthier, and I'm much fitter and stronger, and doing good enough financially. Like sure, there's still areas where I'd like to do better and have more, but I always have enough. Even if there are parts of the month where I'll struggle, I always get by. So you know, those are the things that we should be focusing on, not the things that we're lacking. Hey Manan Mod, of course you can get a reading. Thanks for joining us today. Basically, we need to turn this card around. It's saying to us that our mind is focusing on all the areas that are not good enough, and we should look at all the areas that are better than we expected. All the places that we're doing well, rather than the places where we're falling short. Unconscious mind. Unconscious mind, I have a Hanged Man, so this is saying to me that that 10, that fortune card, so that's saying that in the present we are receiving the returns on everything that we've invested into the world, and that's not necessarily money, that is time and energy, and yes, also money, coming back to us. And so this card is saying that we got here, you know, we got to this point in the present because we faced challenges. There were certain aspects of our lives that we didn't want to face, bridges we didn't want to cross, obstacles we thought were too big for us, but we chose to face it anyway, and that's how we got here. That's how we have made the progress that we've made. That's how we've made our rebirth. That's how we are seeing the returns on our investments, because we faced those challenges, we faced those obstacles. And this card basically says that we are seeing breakthrough, or we're about to see that breakthrough. Even though that discomfort and those uncomfortable things have become unconscious, we're not consciously facing it anymore. It's become unconscious in our unconscious mind, things that we only process in our dreams and stuff. It's still present, but we're about to make a breakthrough in it. Queen of Wands. This is talking about our self-doubt. It's in the past, it's coming to a close. Like maybe it's still bothering us a little bit in the present, but right now we're going to start seeing the returns on everything that we've invested, and that's going to destroy the self-doubt. The self-doubt is now behind us. It's in the past. We can close that chapter of doubting the self. We can recognize that actually we're in a better position than we've ever been before. Like, sure, maybe we failed a few times to create our dreams, to create our passions and our desires, but through those failures we learned, you know, we gained experience, we gained knowledge, we gained friends and connections. So we're actually in a better position now to succeed than we've ever been before. So all of that self-doubt, we can throw it away. It's like not valid anymore. Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands is what's opening up, and so the princess follows on that queen. Princess comes after the queen, and it's like saying, with the queen, we're closing the chapter of the self-doubt when we're leaping forward into a chapter, you know, of intuition and passion and intention, letting go of the fears. We've still been carrying those fears, you know, those doubts and fears. We've been carrying it like a dead tiger around our necks, dragging it around. We're letting go of it now. Letting go of it as we step into a new chapter of fearlessness and drive and motivation. It also talks about partnerships. It talks about the opening up opportunities for new relationships and partnerships, of working together with others towards what we're passionate about, towards what we desire. So our outcomes, the things we're trying to manifest, working towards it alongside others in partnerships. Okay, so Sanch, are you here? Because I can read for you, and then Manan Mod, you're next after Sanch. So Sanch, and then Manan Mod, let me know. Let me know, guys. Let me know, guys. Yes, fantastic. Okay. You can give me a question at this point, or I will just go ahead and do general. General reading for the next couple of days. Okay. Okay, here's your general reading for the next couple of days, and it's the Knight of Discs in reverse. Okay. Knight of Discs in reverse. So whatever you've been doing to secure yourself financially, that is coming to an end. We're getting a raid. Raid? We're being raided? Who's raiding us? I missed the notification. Thank you so much for the raid, Solitude Spins. Lady Saga, we bring you peace, love, and good vibes. Welcome, welcome in, everybody. I should like hit the bomb siren sound, you know, because we're being raided. Anyway, back to Sanch. Sanch, so this Knight of Discs is saying that like your financial income, there's going to be a rebirth there. Things are not working out the way that you thought they would or hoped for, like you're not earning as much as you thought you would by this point. Things are not really, you're like not able to make ends meet, you're not able to pay rent or whatever it is that you need to pay, your expenses. So this card is talking about re-evaluating that plan, that financial strategy in the next couple of days. Like the bad news is coming and you're going to have to be making new plans or putting new plans in motion. That's what this Knight of Discs talks about. But let's see if we can get you some more advice. Tiny Moonflower, the coding conundrum. Amazing. Thank you, guys. Please hit the follow buttons. Follow me if you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, if I resonate, my vibes resonate with you. The last card. Last card, number 11. Okay, so this card is talking about expansion. It says that you're in a better position now than you've ever been before. Despite shortcomings, despite failures, all of that stuff has taught you. You know, you've gained experience, you've gained knowledge, you've made new connections, new friends. So it's like you're ready to expand into new things that are more authentic to who you are. Letting go of the old, because there's aspects of that that's not authentic. You know, you have to do a lot of people pleasing. You have to put yourself on the line. So now you're stepping into reality where you can be authentic, and through that authenticity, you know, like the sun authentically radiates energy onto the planets and gives us, you know, our potential for life. You're going to be like that, radiating energy authentically, giving your projects, giving the people around you inspiration and their potential to bring forth value. This card is also about revelations. It's like having that sudden realization that, oh shit, I actually have everything that I need at my disposal. Like, I felt like I was at a dead end, or I thought this was the end of something, but actually this is a new beginning and I have everything that I need to accomplish my desires. More than that, this card is also about self-recognition and self-motivation. The card is called Lust, and that is the strength of desire. So an example of that would be like, I want to improve the strength of my desire. Like, I want a certain outcome, I want to be successful, and I know I have to get up at certain times, I have to fulfill certain routines. So then when I do it, I recognize myself. Like, I get out of bed even though I didn't want to, and I'm like, yes, I did that, well done. I don't know, I do some writing, I do some drawing, I'm like, yes, accomplishment, whoop whoop. You know, I motivate myself. Each step, the strength of my desire increases, because like I'm actually receiving the recognition for each step that I take. So that's some encouragement for you, saying, you know, recognize yourself for every step that you take. And 8 of Wands. This is the last card I'm drawing for you. 8 of Wands. So this card says to you that there's a specific type of character, a specific kind of purpose, person who lives in your desires and who does the things that you're passionate about and has everything that you dream of having. So it's suggesting to you, like, have a look at your lifestyle, have a look at your habits, because there are certain aspects of your habits and lifestyle that don't serve this character, this person, this dream that you're creating. And there are certain habits that do. So you want to cut out habits that don't serve you, lifestyle that doesn't serve you, like, I don't know, procrastination, binge watching series, whatever it is, bad habits that don't help you accomplish your dreams, and then adapting new creative habits that do. Like for me, I want to be, I'd say I want to be a musician, right? So I want to be a famous musician one day, successful musician. So I cut out a habit like smoking, and I replace that time that I would have spent smoking with practicing guitar. That's an example. Manan Mod is next in the queue. Solitude Spins says, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for asking. I am doing well. I hope the same applies to you. Before I move on to Manan Mod, I want to just go into Solitude Spins, and I want to give him a follow, or her a follow, because of the raid and, you know, building community and support. Love it. Hey Emily, welcome. And let's see, did anyone else join us in the interim? Emily, Mr. Subin, welcome back. Mr. Subin, welcome in. Okay, so I'm gonna have a look for Solitude Spins quickly. Solitude Spins. There you are. 645 followers. You're doing well for yourself, Solitude. Tarot streamer, fantastic. What other categories do we do? Tarot streams, amazing. Okay, so I'm hitting that follow button. Thank you so much for the raid. And yeah, I'll come and join one of your streams one of these days. Alright, so we have Manan Mod next in the queue. Cool. Anyone who wants a reading, just go ahead and let me know you want a question. My bots are not functional because they are full of cuck and they don't listen. Like, sometimes you'll type !join and then it will work. Other times you'll type !join and nothing will happen. And that creates more confusion than anything else, so I stopped with that nonsense. So Mr. Subin, you'll be after Manan Mod? Oh wait, no, sorry. It'll be Emily Mullins and then Mr. Subin. Cool. Just to let you know, guys, I'm across YouTube and Twitch, so yeah. I do go in order though, so like you can see the chat on screen even though you can't read what folks are saying in the chat, you can still see it on the screen. So when will new change come into my life? My question is, I'm stuck in the same boring routine, trying to do something, but obstacles coming up again and again. Okay, so the first message I'm getting for you, even though I haven't drawn any cards yet, Manan Mod, that is flexibility. Like for me, I've got a list of priorities of things that I need to do in order to get closer to my dreams. Like I was talking about practicing guitar, doing video editing, making time lapses of my art, stuff like that. You know, those are priorities. If I do those things, it takes me one step closer to my dreams. So for you, you're saying you want to escape that boring routine, you want to do something, but there are obstacles coming up. So first of all, identify what are these essentials to get towards your dreams, to get towards this something new that you have in mind. And then when the obstacles come up, you just You know, move the things that are of a smaller priority to the bottom of the list of your to-do list, and move the things that are of a higher priority to the top. You know, work around it, be flexible with it. And as long as you've done one of those things, one of those creative things that brings you closer to your goals, you've still made progress. You've still taken one step on that road towards your outcome. You've still taken one step away from that boring, monotonous routine. But now I'm going to lay your spread. Emily Mullins is wondering about the choice I recently made. Is it the right choice? Okay, so I've got 21 for you, Manan Mod. Number 21 in reverse. And this is very much along the lines of what you were just saying to me. Welcome in, Alpedia. Of course you can get a reading. You were just talking about trying to do things and then obstacles coming up. So an example I would bring of this card in my own life. So the universe card is like as above, so below. Whatever I'm visualizing or setting intentions to create, I can manifest. That's what this card is all about. Like, I've learned all the lessons, I know how to manifest what I'm creating. But in reverse, it indicates that we take a step towards it, we know what we're trying to create, we step towards it, and then there's an aspect of our own repressed self that comes up to sabotage those efforts. What that would look like for me is going into my computer to write. Okay, I decide, okay, I'm going to write an article because I want to create this future of being a fantastic writer, making money doing that. And I open the laptop and I see, oh, I've got 50 notifications on Facebook. So I spend the whole fucking day answering people on Facebook, doing no writing. And then I look back and I'm like, oh my God, 7 hours have passed and I have done no writing. That's what I would see with this card. So that's a shadow aspect of myself. Procrastination, ADD, attention deficit disorder, that's coming up to get in the way of my goals and my dreams. And so this card's advice is that each time that happens, you become aware of it. So I notice, oh shit, 7 hours have passed. So then I delete Facebook off this computer. Whoop, Facebook is now only on the other computer or on my cell phone. And I use this computer exclusively for writing. So I go on there, I can't see notifications about Facebook. It's not there to distract me. Yeah, so each time that you take an action and there's something that comes up that creates a resistance, you notice it. Okay, I see that obstacle. This is what I can do to overcome it tomorrow or the next time that I try. And so on, you keep doing that, and basically you like dance with your shadow, you dance with the serpent. Like in this card, there's the star goddess and she's dancing with a giant boa constrictor. It's trying to wrap her up and restrict her, but she keeps dancing around it and it can't get her. And there's an eye, and that eye is shining light on the serpent. So that's talking about your perception on your shadow self, and you're dancing with your shadow self so it can't restrict you and can't hold you back. And every step that you take, it tries to restrict you, and you observe it and you dance out of its way. Eight of Swords in reverse. So 8 of Swords in reverse, it tells me that you know what needs to shift. Like you're looking at your lifestyle and your habits. And you know. Rainbow Phoenix Rising, thanks for the follow. Welcome in, Zara. Okay, so you've got goals. And you've got ideas that you want to set in motion. And you know what aspects of your habits and lifestyle are holding you back. Like, for example, I want to, I've got this goal. I know what I'm studying and I'm creating, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I need to do this. I'm gonna do this, but I'm playing video games while I'm thinking about it, and that's my routine. Every day I go to work, I come home and play video games, and every day I say tomorrow when I get home, instead of playing video games, I'm going to write out my schedule, or I'm going to do my goals, or I'm going to do this. But every day I repeat that. I go back into the planning stage and repeat my old habits. That's what this card is saying here. It's saying that there are aspects of your habits, like things that you do in your free time, that you could replace with habits that are bringing you closer to your goals, that are helping you fulfill your new things, these new ideas that you want to set in motion. But you keep falling back into the same old pattern. Instead of making a change, you keep doing the same old pattern. Like say I want to Like, I know I need to go to bed earlier if I want to fulfill this responsibility that I've set for myself tomorrow, but I keep on staying later and I keep pushing it for the next day, saying, oh, tomorrow I'll get up earlier. Tomorrow I'll go to bed earlier and get up earlier. And I keep on pushing it to the next day and I keep on going around in that cycle. That's what this 8 of discs is implying. It's saying that you know what needs to shift and you just need to apply it. You just need to actually do it. You know what aspects of your habits need to shift. Welcome Simenon, and welcome Maya Barnes. Welcome back in, guys. 7 of Cups. Okay, so this one helps me understand why things are looking the way they are. Why we've got the universe in reverse. Why we've got the 8 of Swords in reverse. This is a 7 of Cups. This card is literally called debauch, like debauchery. So what happens here with this card is that we've got fears, anxieties, frustrations, feelings that we don't want to face, pain of loss, things we don't want to face, so we distract ourselves from it with our habits, you know, with overeating, with binge watching TV, with video games. We distract ourselves. We want to do anything except face those feelings or allow them to be felt. So this card, it says to you that, you know, the way you can really get out of here or make a shift is to turn around and face those feelings. To sit with your feelings for a while instead of doing what you would normally do to distract yourself, whether that's smoking or drinking or whatever it might be, you know, to take one day out where you don't do those distracting things and you just let the feelings come and the thoughts come and face them and ask them, why am I feeling this way? Where's this rooted and what can I do about it? Face it, let it be expressed, write it down, talk about it, sing loudly as you feel it. Any kind of creative expression, it will help you move through it. It'll help you face it, move through it, and there will be a sense of peace. You won't feel like you need to distract yourself from it anymore. Liked and subscribed. Thank you so much for the like and the sub. Simenon, much appreciation. Okay, so that was Manan Mod's reading. Bing Box Gamer, I'd like to be after Maya if possible. Okay, so I've added you to the queue. Binge Box, got you. Okay, so after Manan Mod we had Emily Mullins, and following Emily we have Mr. Subin. Following Mr. Subin we have Alpedia. Following Alpedia we have Simran. Following Simran we have Maya Barnes. Following Maya Barnes we have Binge Box. Fantastic. Okay, that's the queue so far, guys. So Emily Mullins is next. Emily wants to have a free reading. Emily, you can go ahead and give me a question, or did you? Let me just have a look at that. Put your cards down on the table. Did enough shuffling there. Connecting to you. The cards know, right? The spirit knows. Spirit knows. You want to know about that choice that you made, if it's the right choice. Okay. So you know what that choice is that you're talking about, right? Okay, so has Emily made the right choice? So the pendulum's swinging back and forth, and that's a yes, but it's swinging really slow. So that indicates that even though you've made the right choice and it's the best that you could have done, it may not necessarily have the results you're expecting or hoping for. There's a slight anti-clockwise rotation, so that indicates to me that there are certain people in your life who are not going to agree with the decision that you've made, who are going to say that you made the wrong decision. But you've got to trust in yourself and your intuition, knowing that you did make the best decision you could with what you knew and with what you had. Zara, just want to confirm that it's $9 or more for the priority and the 6 cards. Hey Hugolina, welcome in. It's been a while. Okay, so Emily, I've got an Ace of Swords for you, and the Ace of Swords says to you, go ahead and communicate your plans. Like, the reason you've made this decision is because you have goals in mind and you have plans, and you've made this decision in alignment with those plans and those goals. So you should go ahead and communicate to the people around you, and whoever's there who needs to know about it, communicate it clearly. Talk to them about why you've made your decision, what kind of plans you have, what these goals are that you're working towards. It also says to you, be discerning about who you communicate with. Like, if you know someone is a gossip, if you know someone is untrustworthy, don't talk to them, don't be honest with them, don't be vulnerable. Give them as little information as possible. But if you know that person is supportive, someone you've known for a while, someone who is trustworthy, someone you know is trustworthy, then go ahead and be as honest as you can, because there are people who want to help you accomplish your goals. There are people who want to uplift you and support you towards, help you create these dreams and these things that you're setting in motion. I'm good, thanks. And how are you, Hugolina? Prince of Wands is in the present. So this card, it's like kind of recognizing you. The Prince energy, the Prince of Wands energy is very motivated, fiery, passionate energy. He's like determined to get to his outcome and accomplish his desires, no matter what kind of obstacles, no matter how uncomfortable it might be along this journey. He's determined to get to his destination. So it's kind of like saying that that's the kind of energy you're embodying here in the present, with regards to the decisions you're making, with regards to the goals that you have and your desires. You're very passionate about it. You're very passionate about the outcome, very motivated towards it. Even though there's discomfort, or there's fear of failure, or there's uncertainty, you're really motivated and dedicated towards that outcome. Recognition. This card is giving you recognition, saying that's well done. That's good energy to have. This card also has some advice and some wisdom to share. It says that this motivating energy isn't always going to be there. There are going to be times when it dissipates and you're not going to feel so motivated, you're not going to feel so passionate, but you should stick to it. Regardless of whether or not that fire starts dissipating, you keep pushing forward, you keep pushing towards the end, because you've got a destination in mind, you've just made a decision. So you're putting one foot in front of the other, you're walking towards that outcome. If you suddenly decide that you've made the wrong decision and you go back to the starting point, all of the time and energy you've invested towards that outcome you lose. So if you get demotivated, if your fire starts to burn low and you change your mind and you set yourself in a new direction, you have to start from scratch. You lose out on the efforts that you've made. A lot of people spend their lives doing that. They make this decision, they walk towards this destination, and then jump to another one. And they spend their whole lives half manifesting their dreams, half manifesting their outcomes, and then jump into the next thing. So this card, it just says to you, stay on the path, stay moving towards your destination, even when the fire burns low, because you will get there. As long as you commit to your outcome, you will get there. Prince of Discs. So this is again Prince energy, very motivated, very much, applying yourself towards your destination. The Discs is all about the physical world. So Wands is about your passions, desires, and intentions. Discs is about your physical world, that is health and fitness and finances. So that's you. It's you exposing yourself to the challenge. So it's like, if I have these goals and desires and intentions, right? And then I recognize that I'm going to need to adjust certain dietary, adjust certain aspects of my diet, like cut out certain luxuries that I've indulged in, because I know that those things don't help me feel good. They make me feel shit and thereby demotivate me. Or I know that exercising as soon as I wake up, or doing yoga as soon as I wake up, helps me get a better handle on the rest of my day. So the Prince of Discs energy is that. It's like exposing yourself to those challenges, knowing that they help in the bigger picture. They help you accomplish the bigger picture. Feeling lazy today, Hugolina, and sleepy. Welcome in, Shlok. So that was for Emily Mullins. I hope you got some value out of that and it gives you some hope and some inspiration. Mr. Subin was up after that. So Mr. Subin, you got a question? I know you usually take the general reading, but let me know. Maybe you got a question today. Yes, general reading. I'm just going to assume that yes means general. But if you got a question, just type it there. Just type it into the chat. No. Lol. Okay, so I've got a wild card that's jumping out for you, so I'm just going to put that down. It's the Star. Connecting energies from above so below. Channeling your energy, channeling your emotional energy into your goals. Learning to take creative action instead of destructive action. So like an example would be feeling frustrated, feeling angry about something, and then doing something spiteful, reacting to the anger. That would be Star in reverse. Star the right way around, feeling that frustration and then using it to motivate myself or to empower myself towards my own outcomes, using it to express myself creatively. Every creative action adds weight to my name, takes me closer to my outcomes. Every reaction, every emotional reaction takes me away from my goals, takes me away from my outcomes. It also talks about putting your priorities in order, because those feelings of frustration or those feelings of anxiety that we see with the Star card, they usually come from seeing our own limitations, feeling overwhelmed by our responsibilities, recognizing our own limits in that. So the Star card is often about applying the solution, applying the solution to the overwhelm, and that usually looks like getting our priorities in order. Noticing which things we've been prioritizing that are not actually priorities, putting things in that place that are priorities. So an example in my life is like, okay, my daughter is a priority for me, so then doing things that make sure I can support her, making sure I have enough money to pay for her school fees, make sure she got clothing, those things take priority. Other things like self-care, studies, everything else comes a little bit underneath that. So getting your priorities in order can help you feel it can help you feel like you have a better foot to stand on where it comes to that overwhelm, or the responsibility overwhelm. A cockroach stood on the floor watching you with big cute eyes while you were peeing. Shame, I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm sorry to hear you feeling sad. We will find out more about that in a bit. Welcome in. What is that? Kashish? Welcome. Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands says to me, Mr. Subin, that you have made decisions. You know what you want from life. You know what you're passionate about. You've already decided, these are my intentions, these are my passions, these are my desires. And so in the present, when we've got these feelings of frustration, these feelings of uncertainty and fears that we see with the Star card that you're learning how to channel creatively, those fears and those things that come with doubt, they make you want to change your decision. They make you feel like what you've chosen is not necessarily the right decision. These things that you desire, not necessarily good enough desires, or maybe they're too big for you, too big to carry. But this card wants to encourage you and say, no, you've already made your decision, stick to your decision, continue prioritizing, continue finding ways to channel those fears, to channel those frustrations into creative action that help you accomplish your dreams, help you accomplish your desires. Don't let those frustrations or those uncertainties or the overwhelm cause you to sabotage the intentions you've already set and the efforts you've already made towards your desires and your outcomes. Ten of Wands is in the future. This is what's about to come up, and it's a bit of loss, it's saying that not everything that you've invested is going to come around full circle. There's going to be some losses. A good example would be sowing seeds in a field, planting a crop, and then the crop gets damaged and I only get a small amount of the harvest, bad harvest. Even though I still invested my usual amounts of energy, seeing only a fraction of that energy return. but you shouldn't let it discourage you from planting a new harvest, of investing new energy. Because if I plant a crop and I have a bad harvest, and then I'll be like, oh well, that was a waste of time, I should never plant again, I'm never going to have a harvest again, not a good harvest, not a bad harvest. So it's saying to you, don't let it discourage you from planting new seeds and making new investments. This card, Wands, it's specifically about your intentions. So it's saying that you have sown a lot of negative intentions. Like, you have sown good intentions, healthy, constructive intentions that bring you value, but you've also sown deconstructive intentions into the world around you. You've been spiteful, you've been aggressive, as well as you've been compassionate and understanding and supportive. You've also sown negative intentions, so those things will come back to you. Everything good that you've sown will come back to you from the people around you. Everything negative you've sown will come back to you from the people around you. An example of that would be, if I'm a gossip, if I gossip about people, I can expect that people are going to gossip about me. But if I talk constructively about people, I can expect that people are going to talk constructively about me. That's the kind of vibes we see here with this Ten of Wands. Okay, so who is up after Mr. Subin? Let's have a look. Barnica, welcome in. Hugo Lena, you must join me in my art streams, because then we have loads of time to chat, friend to friend, and talk about all the mundane stuff that's happening in our lives, and the cockroaches that walk on our feet, all that sort of thing. Bippity boppity boop, Alpedia is up next and wants a message from the universe regarding education. It's you! Yes, it's you! Me, Alpedia. So I'm just going to have a look and catch up with what other folks are saying here. But go ahead and tell me, Hugolina, what's making you sad today? I'm glad that your dad came and killed the cockroach, but let me know what's making you sad. When is the next art stream? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the next art stream. What type of person is coming to me in love life? Thank you. You're welcome. I will get to you, Varnica. As you know, we go one at a time. But Varnica, you just finished your exams, right? So you should be focusing on you. Focus on you and what you're creating. Never mind love life. That stuff will come. Focus on you in the meantime. It looked at you so innocently and died because of you. Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear about that. Welcome in, Sheep Shakti. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Hope things are looking up for you and you're learning to be secure in your identity and what you believe in. Alright, so general messages from the universe for education. Hoping that everyone gets an enemy-free life and loads of luxury. Amin. So mote it be. We agree on that outcome. And so we decree. It shall be so. Okay. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands for Alpedia. So this card, it's got a twofold answer for you. First of all, it says you should be examining your intentions. Like, why are you studying this topic? Why are you learning these things? What is the intention behind it? What is your motivation behind it? Why did you sign up for this? What do you plan to create with it? What are your desires? Second thing it says to you, the second message it has for you is self-reflection. Again, it says, in the past you have studied other things. Like right now, this is post school. Like you're not in school anymore, Alpedia. You're moving on to next things, bigger things, college, university, courses. So it says go back, look back on your school career, on like exams that you did there and topics you took there. Notice where you did well and notice where you failed. So looking at the periods where you failed, where you didn't do so well, where your marks decreased, what was going on in your life? Were you focusing on boys? Were you spending a lot of time on your aesthetics and your appearance? What was going on in the background of your life during times that you didn't do so well at school? You want to avoid recreating those kinds of backtracks and failures. And have a look where you were doing well, and look at your life and your circumstances and be like, okay, what was going on in the background of my life that was successful? Was I focusing on self? Was I focusing on studies? Was I focusing on family life? What were my focuses during the periods that I did well? Because you want to recreate those periods of success right now in the present. Number 2, the priestess. This is all about potential, opportunities. It's saying that there is, potential for success, potential for abundance, breakthroughs, fulfillment. All of that is right there in the present, and you are committing to it. So this is recognition. It's saying to you that you are committing to that potential. You've seen the opportunities, you're seizing the opportunities, and you're committing to the potential. You're committing to the abundance. You want to see success. You want to see the abundance that's available there, and you're committing to it. It's like you planted a seed when you got involved in this PhD, when you applied to it. You decided this is what I'm doing. You planted a seed for success, a seed for abundance. And every day you come back and you make sure that that seed is doing okay. You're watering that seedling. You are giving it good soil. You are sheltering it from strong weather, protecting it from cattle and wildlife that might want to eat it. So this is recognition. It's saying, you've been doing everything you can to ensure the success and the growth of the seed. Just keep on doing things the way you have been doing, and you will see the abundance that's there. You will see the harvest. Queen of Swords is in the future, but the Queen of Swords is in reverse. So the Queen of Swords is very much planning, strategic. She's very much thoughtful and intellectual. She comes up with plans and strategies. But when she's in reverse, it's like where I spend all of my time strategizing and no time applying the strategy, no time executing the plan. All my time is spent planning, no time executing the plan. So this is a warning for you. It's just something that's coming up and saying, be mindful of this energy. Be mindful of spending too much time coming up with strategies and then not going through on, not fulfilling the strategy, not when push comes to shove and it's actually time to execute the plan, not doing it or thinking, oh, I actually need a new plan or whatever. Just a heads up there. Queen of Swords also says be mindful of expectations, because if you hang on to expectations of doing getting certain level marks and building up these big identities or big possible futures behind that hang on expectations, if you fall short of those expectations even by a little bit, there will be disappointment and discouragement that comes from it. So this Queen of Swords is encouraging you to be open, do the best that you can. Have your plans, execute your plans, do the best that you can, and then, be willing to receive whatever you receive as a result of your best. Exclaim, what's up? Welcome in. I went to a little town called Sofutujar. It's a witch town. Oh, fantastic. It's high up on a mountain. I had vertigo. I'm super afraid of heights, but I really wanted to see it, so I did. But wow, what a crazy, scary trip. But I made it. Fantastic. Well done. Time is 11:11 and the mods are coming in, so you're going to have to behave. It's not like you've ever been misbehaved, Hugolina. Not in my streams anyway. Maybe in other places, but not here. Oh dear. Something bad is happening. Something bad is happening. Okay, so my YouTube messages are no longer coming through on screen, which is a bit of a difficulty. Alpedia says, I'm 29 years old at Kashish. Alpedia, in which subject or topic you are pursuing PhD, medical or what? Okay, we were just asking each other questions. Doing science, social studies and anthropology. Amazing. Keep going and achieve your dreams. Rara, welcome in. I've got you in the queue. Thank you for joining us today. I'm trying my best to manage my time. Fantastic. As long as you're doing the best that you can, what more can we ask of you? Okay, so I'm going to just send a message quickly. to send a message to the guys who handle the chat on Restream and let them know that it's fucking out again. Because my stream is still live, I can still see your messages on YouTube, but it's not coming through on screen, which is a bit difficult, a bit frustrating. So I just need to tell them about that. Bear with me, guys. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Issue is ongoing. YouTube disconnected from chat. Stream is still live, however. And okay, so I'm gonna have a look in my queue now and see who is next, guys. So we were just doing a reading for Alpedia. Where are we? Where's Alpedia in the queue? Trying to see who's next, but I can't find where I was. Okay, here we go. Alpedia. And so next in the queue was Simonon K. Simonon K is the next one in the queue. Cool, so Simonon, if you're still here, please let me know. Okay, there we go. Will I get government job this year? Will you get a government job this year? Do you want a government job this year? I guess so, you wouldn't be asking, right? Okay, so my intuition calls for a yes or no. Just a yes or no. What's this card? Prince of Cups in reverse. Let's see what the pendulum says, yes or no. Will Simonon get a government job this year? Pendulum says no. You will not get a government job this year. Is it going to say anything else? Okay, it's a clockwise rotation, saying that doesn't mean you can't get a government job ever. It's just not going to happen this year. And that clockwise rotation also says to you that a government job might not be what's best for you. Maybe you should try and get a job that's not related to government, or perhaps try and start your own business. Finding other ways to secure yourself. The Prince of Cups says that there is a lot of emotional discomfort, frustrations, fears around getting this job or not getting this job, or having enough to secure yourself. And this card says you already know what needs to change. You already know what you could be doing differently that could make you feel better, like in the way that you're applying, in the way that you are approaching this problem. There are things that you can shift. Like for example, you apply to get the government job, you have to do an exam, but you like build up this expectations around it, like I will get it, I need to get it, it's so important. And then when you don't hear back from them, or when things don't go the way you expected, you built up this expectation, and now things are not going that way. It creates frustration and misery and pain. So this card says to you, don't, stop building up all of that expectation. Like, you know what you need to do differently, and you know how you can shift your approach, but you haven't yet. You're still just waiting for things to get better. You're still doing things the old way, still building up the expectations. So, who's next after Simran? Maya Barnes wanted a general reading. Maya Barnes, are you still here? Simran K, Shlok, Karnish, Varnika, Rara. So you missed someone in the queue, but thank you for keeping up with the queue. Kashish, but yeah, we're missing Maya Barnes. Maya Barnes is next. Okay, cool. It's Maya Barnes next, guys, not Shlok. Shlok, you are in the queue, but it's Maya Barnes up next. I'm gonna check my other chats because, yeah, things are a little bit complex as they currently stand. I guess you're the only one that can tame me, Kerr. Interesting. I'm not trying to tame you, Hugolina. I'm not trying to tame you. I like wild animals. I like wild, debaucherous, fat animals. It's my favorite kind of animal. Okay, so general reading for Maya. Princess of Discs in reverse. Princess of Discs. Okay, so this is talking about the ways in which you secure yourself in the past, like you've been in relationships or you've had friends, housemates, roommates, or just people in your life that you work together with, partners. You exercise, like you've got, like if you go to the gym, so here's an example of what a princess of discs energy would look like, is if you go to the gym and you've got friends that you work out with and you motivate each other and you know, you give each other emotional support and encourage one another to show up and do the work. If you are working, if you're living with a partner and you guys are both earning to secure your house, both of you are earning, bringing in an income, and both of you contribute towards groceries, both of you contribute towards rent, that sort of thing. But this card is in reverse, so it's indicating that, like, so a reverse card when it comes to gymming, it would be like being the friend in the group who doesn't show up, who doesn't motivate, you know, is all big talk but never showing up with action. What this would look like in a relationship is having conflicting priorities. So then your partner will be like, I think that the best course of action is to, you know, to be not luxurious, to get beans in a packet instead of beans in a tin, or to get soy mints instead of beef mints because it's cheaper, or we use less electricity, or, you know, we budget smaller and we make it work. And then you being like, no, but I feel like chickpeas in a tin is a priority, we have to get the chickpeas. And then, you know, that's creating disharmony. You guys got different opinions on what is an essential when it comes to your, you know, maintaining your household. So it's just talking about bad teamwork game. It's like saying to you, in the past you've not been the best team player. When you're working together with other people, you've not been the best team player, and that's something that needs work, because you are a strong individual and you can be even stronger if you can work together with others. And in the past you've not done so well when working with others. Welcome Ganja Bahi. Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so Eight of Swords is like clinging. It's like you've got ideas that you want to create, that you want to manifest, you've got goals that you are working towards, and there are certain things that you do that you know you shouldn't be doing, that don't help you accomplish your goals, that don't help you manifest your ideas, but you cling to them. You're like, it's very important that I continue on with this habit. So here's an example. Say I want to go to bed early because I know that that's like a goal that I've set for myself, going to bed early, but then I end up sitting in the bath for 4 hours, using lots of energy to heat the water, spending a lot of electricity on it, and staying up way too late. That is a bad habit that is not helping me with my goals, but I continue clinging on to it. I continue doing it even though I know it's not helping me with my goals. So this card is saying to you that it's time to let go. If you don't let go of your own accord, the universe is going to make it impossible for you to hang on, and the universe is going to give you no choice, and that's going to be difficult and frustrating. If you can let go of it and adapt, and you can move towards your dreams, because you've asked the universe, you've said, I want to manifest this for myself, help me manifest it, but now you're still clinging on to the habits that don't serve you, and the universe is giving you time to adapt of your own accord, because you know what needs to change. But if you don't, the universe is going to give you no choice. It's going to present you with new circumstances and new people in your life that give you no choice except to make the change, and that's often frustrating and stressful. So if you can make the change of your own accord and cut out the bad habits and adapt new habits of your own accord, you can avoid unnecessary frustration. Okay, so earlier we saw this teamwork card come up for you, saying you need to work on your teamwork game, and that's because what's on your horizon, you're about to start making new friends, making new connections, meeting new people, and re-establishing connections with old friends and people you used to know, and they, them helping you financially, helping you learn, like they're doing the best that they can with their finances and their health. And so when you connect with them and you make these new friends, you will get new ideas, you will learn from them, they set good example, and they can also partner with you and do things together, work on creative projects together. So that's the kind of thing that's on the horizon for you, and sorting out your teamwork game, learning to be flexible and learning compromise, highly important here. You can overcome all of your limits through these relationships and through these friendships that are coming up. But if you turn it the wrong way around, if you can't get this one the right way around, your teamwork game, if you don't work on it, you're going to miss out on all of this potential, all these opportunities for evolution. Okay, so my chat is back online. Can you just reply to this? Whatever you did worked, the chat is reconnected. Thank you so much. Maya says, thank God for you. Thank God, Selah. Let's just thank God in general. Thank the universe, thank the spirit. Thank the collective will. Okay, so after Maya, who was next? Binge Boxer, Binge Box Gamer. Are you still here, Binge Box Gamer? Because you're up next. Amazing. Thank you for your patience, for sticking around. Apparently, according to being pregnant in a dream I had as a male, there is something I'm about to bring into form. As a shut-in, I'm basically confused at what that could be, so hoping for some clarification. So Bingebox Gamer, tell me more about your dream, because dream interpretation is something we do here on this channel, and it would be separate to tarot reading, so I will still draw some cards for you, but tell me more about your dream so that I can help you interpret, because as a psychic and speaking to other psychics, we always say, when people ask us about dream interpretation, we always say never Google it, okay? like someone, I'm doing a course at the moment for psychic development, and something that the teacher, the instructor, said to me and to everyone in the class, she said, you know, if a kid grows up on the train station and his dad is a train conductor, and then he has a dream about a train, it's going to have a completely different meaning to someone who lost a loved one to a train accident, you know? So if you Google what do dreams of trains mean, it's not necessarily going to be accurate to you. It's very involved. Okay, well, we don't have to put it all out on the internet. It doesn't have to be made public. So being pregnant as a man. So what this tells me is that it's time for rebirth. It's not necessarily that, yes, you're going to bring something new into being, but first you're going to have to slay the old. Like you say, you're quite a shut-in. I feel like this dream is saying to you that your subconscious is processing the need to bring that habit to an end, bring that shut-in lifestyle to an end. And that doesn't have to happen immediately, and it also doesn't have to mean that you go out and you become extroverted and you go out into public and you go to clubs and whatever, start joining, you know, social stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that. I'm pretty much a shut-in. I hardly ever leave the house, but you know, I am interacting with people, I am creating things, I'm an artist and musician, and so I am giving birth to things even though I'm a shut-in. Basically, I was a survivor who was cornered, okay, very interesting. It was a bit post-apocalyptic. Okay, so taking these symbols that you've given me so far, taking into consideration these symbols so far, it's like being a survivor. That's like being a survivor of COVID, being a survivor in your mentality, like in survival mode. I'm just trying to get through this day. I'm just trying to survive to the next day. But the way that you are handling it, you know, being shut in and all, it's not helping you get out of survival mode. In fact, it has you cornered in survival mode, where you have to consistently survive, consistently just making it through, just barely making it through. You're quite cornered or trapped. And so then again, that symbol of being pregnant is like having to make a change, having to die, in essence. Pregnancies often represent something dying, lifestyle dying, due to an injury, due to a sickness, due to end of a relationship, due to moving, due to a new job, but the old way of being dying, and then a new way of being born. And that's what pregnancy usually represents. So yeah, first of all, it's like you need to kill this pattern, these habits, and this pattern that is keeping you cornered in survival mode. Like whatever that habit is that's keeping you cornered in survival mode, it needs to die. And it doesn't have to happen all immediately. You choose a new habit. You cut out one old habit and you adapt one new habit. Think in sense of 1% increases, 1% improvements. So an example is, instead of, like, if you're feeling frustrated or afraid, instead of turning to food, because a lot of us do that, we'd like binge eat or comfort eat. So instead of doing that, you know, then sitting with yourself and writing or singing or doing something constructive instead of something addictive, something creative instead of something addictive, because addiction is what clogs up our creative energy center. Our sacral energy center is where it's our creative energy center. Pregnancy very much related to the creative energy center, creating new life, you know, sexual energy, creative energy. And addiction is very much something that cages and blocks and stagnates that center. So it's something we tend to do. When we need to express ourselves creatively, we turn to something addictive instead. So yeah, it's saying to me, it's like your subconscious saying to you, it's time to kill that old habit, that old lifestyle, and give birth to new lifestyle. It's not saying that that's going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to you. It's something you have to create. The future isn't set in motion. You create it. It's like, I have this vision of what I want the future to look like, and little by little I bring pieces of that vision into my present until my present looks the way that vision looks. And that's how the future works. Okay, so I'm going to draw some cards for you as well. Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, this card is about communicating your intentions, not your intentions, your thoughts, your plans, your purpose, and your intuitive nudges. Yeah, the Ace is all about communication. It's setting things in motion. When you have an idea that you want to manifest, you give it its very first physical form. You set it in motion by giving it sound waves, expressing it as sound, or writing it down, expressing it as symbols, pictures. First physical form. And then that physical form, that communication, that opens up opportunities and potential for it to manifest. And then you grab those opportunities and you commit to them. And so on. You become aware of what's going to be required of you, and then you set routine, and then you do the best that you can within that routine based on what you know and the resources you have. Then you overcome your limitations by interacting with others who are doing the same, and so on and so forth. That's the process of like 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, and so on. Communicating your thoughts. So if you've got plans on how you can make the shift in your life and how you can start initiating your change, talk about it. Trying to get back to my chat. My cat passed and it's getting harder to game. Those things were the core of who I am. Bipolar with severe social anxiety. Okay, I got that. So the people who stopped the others from hurting me was basically me coddling my addictions. In the dream, did you give birth or were you just pregnant? I was in the first trimester. Okay. So it was only just beginning. Basically what that symbol says to me is that it's still going to be quite a long journey of killing the old lifestyle and birthing the new. Like this new idea that you are developing, this new life, this new reality that you are giving, that you are nourishing in your womb, in your creative energy center. It's still in early stages of development, so it's going to be still many months before it's noticeable to the rest of the world. But it still should be communicating it. Like if I fall pregnant, I'm a woman and I fall pregnant, it's quite important that I tell my partner, it's quite important that I tell my family, and I tell them what my plans are regarding that pregnancy. So that sort of thing. You say, so the people who stopped the others from hurting me was basically me coddling my addiction. There were people who stopped others from hurting you. Okay, you say you lost your cat. So this dream of being pregnant, it talks to me, it says to me that you losing your cat, like that death, that is what set this pregnancy in motion. It's like as something died, something new was born. Something new was conceived. That death is what set in motion this new reality, and as you go along, the old is going to continue to fall away and the new is going to continue to develop. That's what the symbols of pregnancy is. It's like a symbol of death, but it's also the conception of something new. It was very involved. There was a lot more. Well, please feel free to whisper me your dream or continue to talk about more, but I think we've dissected like some of the most important aspects of your dream. Yeah. I'm only going to draw that one card. I feel like it's enough. My intuition says it's enough. Emily Bells, welcome. And you're welcome. You are most welcome. Bingebox Gamer. If you haven't already, please follow my channel. It'll be much appreciated. So you're a gaming streamer then? Thank you so much for the follow. Having a look at my chat, my YouTube chat, because I have to bounce between the two. Rashmi, welcome back. So after Bingebox Gamer we had Schlock. At long last, Schlock, it's your turn. Yeah, so I feel like the whole way that you used to handle your channel, and that whole, like you said, the gaming and your cat, they were like core parts of your lifestyle and your reality, and that's what's dying. Your cat dying, that whole lifestyle, that whole reality is collapsing. Little by little it's dying, but something new is being born, something new is in conception and in development. So identifying what that new conception is, what this new creation is, what new value you have to offer, what new content you have to create, exploring that's what should be like important for you right now. In the Santo Muerto deck, the death card is a woman being pregnant next to a dead baby. That's fucking hectic symbols, but quite interesting symbols at the same time. So Schlock says, I'm here, fantastic, thank you for your patience, Schlock, thank you for sticking around. So I know, guys, on YouTube, I know that this chat is not showing up on screen and only the Twitch chat is coming through, and that is an issue that I'm having. It's a technical difficulty, but I can still see you guys. I can still see you guys chatting on YouTube. Kashish, when we get to you, I will be doing your reading for you. I know you are in the queue, I will get there. Will I get into a relationship with Vidisha? No contact since a month. Thank you for your patience, Kashish. Will Schlock find a relationship with Vidisha? Pendulum is swinging no. It's a clockwise rotation, so it's saying there is a relationship with Vidisha, but it's not romantic, and it's probably never going to be romantic, and it's probably better if it doesn't become romantic. But it's saying that doesn't mean you should ghost her, you know, it means you should still reach out, or him. You should still reach out, still maintain contact, still chat, still be friendly, because it's still a valuable relationship, even if it's not romantic or sexual. What do the cards say? No, Schlock, it says no. You're not going to have a relationship with Vidisha. Not a romantic relationship. Not a sexual relationship. Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords says to you, become aware of what is required of you to accomplish your own goals. Like, what are your life goals for you personally, Schlock? What are you creating with your life? What are you inspired to do? This Three of Swords is like becoming aware of what it's going to take to get there. And this card says to you that when you are doing that, you know, when you are aware, fully aware of yourself and what you're creating, and you dedicating your time and energy to creating your life and your goals and making sure you are balanced, then you're going to attract the right kinds of people into your life, and you're going to attract the right kind of relationship into your life. You don't really have to look for it. You don't really have to go out of your way looking for a relationship. It will come to you. But it's only going to happen when you are focusing on your own life. If you are focusing on chasing relationships with people who don't even talk to you, then it's not going to happen. You're going to need to focus on yourself, your self-care, your self-love, developing your own dreams, your own life, and then you're going to attract the right kind of people into your life. So Rashmi Adav, you are in the queue. Thank you. I will get to you. It's just going to take some time because it's a long list, lots of people in the queue. Welcome in, Ash. Thank you for subscribing. And what are Robert's feelings towards you? We're gonna find out, okay? I don't typically read for other people's feelings, like, because Robert's feelings are Robert's feelings, but we will read for you. We will find out what's going on in that relationship, what the energy's like. Though I'm not going to pry into his feelings or his thoughts. We will have a look and see what's going on there. You're welcome, Shlok. So who is next? Kashish. Kashish is next. General reading for Kashish. Are you still here, Kashish? I sent a pic on Discordia. Thank you, Hugo. My renewal in Esoterica I'm starting to feel. Incredible that you already intuitively know what is in conception, Bingebox Gamer. I think that's really cool. And maybe it doesn't have to be an end to your gaming. You know, there are certain games that are very much tied in with mysticism and esoterica. I'm trying to think of an example. Like the game Myst, although it's a very old game, it's very much like an internal journey, internal esoteric journey that teaches one about left hand and right hand path philosophy. Same with Morrowind, the game The Elder Scrolls 3. That was my first exposure to left hand path philosophy, you know, like satanic philosophy, was by playing that game, The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So, you know, gaming doesn't necessarily have to contradict your esoterica. It can, like, just change it. It will just change. Just having a look at what I'm receiving on Discord. Okay, the woman is also a skeleton. So there's a crib. I don't see anything in the crib. And the woman is like, she's death. She's got a scythe. And she's pregnant. And she's also like skeletal, like her. She's got no skin or muscles or flesh on her bones. It's a very interesting card. Interesting deck. So I'm waiting for Kashish to confirm if Kashish is here. Varnika says she's after Kashish, so we will find out. Donna Lynn, welcome in, newbie here. Please go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And then if you want a reading, you just go ahead and ask a question, and that'll add you to the queue. Will my husband and his third party have a separation in the future? Are you still married to him? Are you still in that relationship? Even though he's got a third party? Okay, so moving on from Kashish, because Kashish has left the chat. In that case, Varnika is next. Oh wait, there he is. Kashish is back. If you like, Kashish, but I have the list here. And it's multi-platform. I'm not going to stop you though, but it's if you want a reading, yeah, you do want reading, you are here. So general reading for Kashish, okay. General cards for Kashish coming up. The Death card in reverse. But this is in the position of the past, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Something you've already come through. This is a complete rebirth in your life. Death of the old, birth of the new. I feel like this was triggered by a relationship, the end of a relationship, or a big fight that you had, like a rift that happened in a relationship. I don't know if that is a romantic relationship or if that's a family relationship or a friendship, but there was some kind of disharmony that happened in a relationship that, you know, that was the trigger, that started the rebirth, that started the whole rebirth of the old, like death of the old lifestyle, old habits, old life, old patterns, old relationships all started to fall away after that, and new things started to be conceptualized and started to come into your life. And this card, it says it might have been a painful experience for you to go through, but it's also bringing you closer to alignment with who you are authentically. Like these things that got cut out of your life, these things that died, they were not necessarily resonating with who you are truly, who you want to be, in the lifestyle you're creating. So it's all leaving and making room for things that are more authentic. Shruti, welcome. I'm sure I've seen your name before, but anyway, if you're a new subscriber, that's great. Thank you for joining us. And will you get a reading? If you ask for a reading, maybe you will get a reading. There is a queue. It's first come, first serve. Two of Cups in reverse. So, Kashish, this Two of Cups in reverse, it says to me that as these old relationships are falling away and coming to an end, it opens up the opportunity for you to take care of yourself, to learn how to look after yourself and how to be okay being alone. Self-care, self-love, self-appreciation, like being okay with your own company and being in love with yourself, because you know yourself longer than anyone. You know yourself longer than anyone has known you. You know yourself longer than you've known anyone. And so that relationship should be the biggest priority. You should be your own lover first, your own father, your own mother, your own siblings. So as the old relationships that are not necessarily aligned with who you are falling away, so opens up the potential and opportunity to become self-fulfilled and self-recognizing, able to self-validate. But you're not claiming that potential. You're not claiming those opportunities. You're still looking for it from the outside. You're like, oh, I need to get into another relationship, or I need to make new friends, or I need to do this thing in order to feel happy. Not realizing that you're only going to find that emotional abundance when you can give it to yourself. You're not going to find it from TV. You're not going to find it from work. You're not going to find it from food or addiction or other people. It all has to come from within. Otherwise, you're always going to be looking for it. Of course, I've got you. I got you, Shruti. Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. What's this card saying? The Queen of Swords in reverse card is very much about having your plans in your head only, not doing it. The Queen energy, the Queen of Swords is very intellectual. She's very planning, strategy. She likes structure, and yeah, she's very strategic. But when this card is in reverse, it's like you planning all the time and never executing the plan, strategizing, never applying the strategy, never actually doing it. You've got all of these ideas, never talking about it, never trying it out. But this card also says to you that, you know, you've had ideas like this in the past. You have had jobs, you have had business ideas, and you've set it in motion and you've worked on it, even if it resulted in failure, you still learn from the experience. You got experience out of it. You got knowledge out of it. You made connections. You know, you've put yourself in a better position to succeed the next time that you try. So this card says to you, you know, get out of your head. Stop planning, stop strategizing, and start doing, because you are actually in a better position than you were last time you tried these things. Last time you tried to work on your own goals and your own purpose and start a business or whatever it is, start a creative project. You've done this before, even though you failed many times. You're in a better position to succeed this time. So, you know, get out of your head and start doing the work, start applying the plan. All in reverse. So when your cards are in reverse, Kashish, what it means is that you're missing out on the full potential of what is happening in your life. Like, you're missing out on the opportunities for self-love. You are clinging to the old reality. Like, when we see a death card, it's about a rebirth, right? And the rebirth brings us closer to things that are better for us. But we don't want to embrace the new. We hang on to the old, and that slows down the process. So we miss out on the full opportunity of what the rebirth wants to give us. And then with the 2 card, like, you're looking for fulfillment from the outside, so you're missing out on the potential of what you could be giving to yourself. So these cards, they just encourage you to turn it the right way around. It says if you want to get the full potential, if you want the fullness of life, you need to be present with it. You need to turn those cards the right way around and be present with it, because as it stands, you're not present. You're in your mind, you're clinging to the past, you're thinking about the future, you're not with the present moment. And yeah, that's basically what it's talking about. But you're most welcome, and thank you for joining me today. I like the way you shuffle, says Hugolino. I can't really shuffle this deck any other way because it's a home handcrafted deck. I can't do that like flippy thing with it. So who is up next? In gaming in general, where it's a way of life, and with the loss of my familiars, I also lost my connection to the universe. However, I'm noticing more and more the esoteric calling me back. It's time to start building my home around that theme, I guess. Good luck, Binge Box Gamer. I look forward to following your progress, actually. I'm interested to follow your progress. Binge Box Gamer. No results. Orange Box. Binge Box. Your name is literally Binge. Binge Box Gamer. Literally. Binge Box Gamer. Why can't I find you? There are no results on Twitch for Binge Box Gamer. It's so weird. You're just a watcher, not a streamer. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I thought when you said you were a gamer, you know, that you were a gaming streamer. Okay. So who's next in my queue? Where were we? Kashish. looks like Varnika's next. I kind of feel like we did Varnika's reading. Maybe I'm wrong. But Varnika's next in the queue. Personal gamer. MP has never agreed with me. Multiplayer. Is that what MP means? I see a lot of video gamers who do single player streaming. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, personally, I feel like, you know, where the success is, if you're going to be a gamer and you want like to be successful earning a living doing that, I feel like esports is the way to go, you know, like battle royale and multiplayer, first person shooting and strategy games. That's the kind of thing. So, having a look, Varnika is here. Fantastic. Okay, so Varnika, I'm drawing spreads for you. You want to know about the types of persons that is coming in your love life. So we're going to look at a love life reading. Love life reading for Varnika, Gondani. Love life reading. How are we feeling for a love life reading? KK. Number 14. Number 14 is art. This card is about co-creation. It's like working together well with others, partnerships, forming partnerships, working together on creative projects with other people, forming partnerships. It's like the art card is like where your creative expression forms like the foundation stone of your identity. Like if I start a project, right, and I'm successful with it and it becomes something that I'm known for, that's something that I've accomplished. It's an accomplishment. It's part of how I base my identity. It's part of what my name means. And then it's also talking about the other people that you collaborate with when you make those kinds of foundation stones, those artistic foundation stones. Welcome in Pallavi, and you're in the queue. Thank you for joining us today. So this is talking about what you've been through in the past. It's like you've been in a relationship in the past. Your love life has been, it's been there to form foundation stones of your identity. You've been in relationships that were good and strong and healthy, that taught you a lot. You've grown as an individual and you've got closer to where you want to go because of what you've learned from the people that you've been in relationships with. And they have learned from you, and it's formed foundation stones in their identity as well. You've learned how to work well with others. You've learned about compromise and flexibility. And it's recognition. It's a good card. It's saying that you've got strengths there, you know, that make you appealing as a partner, that make you an applicable and versatile partner, whether platonic or romantic. 6 of Cups is present, so this is you forming new connections and re-establishing connections with old friends, like connecting with old friends, old partners, exes, establishing new connections with new people, making new acquaintances, chatting with people online, me included. And so that's what 6 is about. It's like forming new connections and overcoming your limits because of those connections. And then the Cups is about your creative expression and about your emotional expression. So what this card is saying to me, especially that it's in reverse, is that these new people you're connecting with, they are living in their creative expression. They know how to channel their emotions constructively. They are doing well, you know, like I'm an artist. You connect with me, you find out I'm an artist, I draw. You're connecting with other people. Oh, that person's a musician. Oh, that person's a dancer. You're connecting with people and they are all expressing themselves creatively. They express their emotions positively and creatively. And this kind of intimidates you. It makes you feel small, like your creative potential is not good enough, or it's small. But the truth is that if I had to come and look at what you're doing in your life, it would probably intimidate me as well. I'd be like, holy shit, you've actually got your shit together. You're actually a really strong emotional individual, and you actually, in the creative things that you do, like your art form, you're actually brilliant at your art form. And I would probably find it a little bit intimidating. So that's what this card is talking about. It's like you interacting with people, and you're seeing how they do really well with their creative expression and their emotions, and it makes you feel like you're not doing good enough. But the truth is that you're doing the best that you can, and if they had to see you, they would also be intimidated, because you've got a piece of the puzzle, we've got a piece of the puzzle, and we trade pieces of the puzzle so that we can all have a bigger picture in the end. So this card in reverse, it says that you're missing out on what you could be learning. Because you're feeling insecure, when you look at what other people are doing, it's making you feel insecure. You're missing out on what you could be learning from their example. So it just wants to encourage you to notice their example. Instead of feeling intimidated or competitive, let those around you and those you're connecting with inspire you rather than intimidate you. Inspire you and give you inspiration. Look at their example and see what you can learn from it, in essence. Prince of Discs in reverse, this is in your future, it's things that are opening up. It is so this is saying to me that you're waiting for things to get better. Like you've been waiting for things to get better and it's not gonna. Like you're waiting for someone to come into your life, you're waiting for your financial situation to get better, you're waiting for your health to improve, you're waiting for your fitness to improve, for things to get better. But you can't just sit around and wait. It's not enough. You've got to also apply solutions. Like if I want to be fit, I need to start running. If I want to feel better, if I want my body to feel better, I need to change the way I eat. Like I can't stuff my face with sweets and chips all day and expect to feel good. That makes me feel shit. It makes me feel depressed and miserable. I'm not saying you do that. That's just an example. So yeah, it's saying you can't just wait for things to get better. You've got to have a look at what you can shift, the things that you can change, the things that you could be doing to bring about change, and then go ahead and do it. Welcome in Shaylee, welcome in Aliha, welcome in Joe Aries. And of course guys, you just got to ask a question to be added to the list. Saying can I be added gets you added. Saying your question gets you added. Yeah. And that was the reading for Varnica. And yeah, we're moving on. My example is correct. I found out the hard way that my social anxiety doesn't stop in physical spaces. I'm just done with people online. That's okay, Bingebox Gamer. It's okay to, cringe can be a niche. Cringe is a niche. The oracle for today, like the numerology of today, the message that it has for us is to be ourselves. Because if we try and put on a mask or change who we are to make people like us, we will have fun, we will meet lots of people who want to be our friends because we are trying to change for them. We're trying to resonate with them. But that will only last until our true self starts to show through, and then they will fuck off and they will discover that they were not real friends. But if we're being ourselves and we're being authentic, like you are right now, being authentic with me, those people who do connect with you and who see you for who you are, they stick around through thick and thin, and they have you back through black and blue. So it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be dumb with people or anxious and weird with people. The people who don't like it and who are triggered by it shouldn't be around you in the first place. They must bugger off and go and find someone else to be jolly with. Those who do stick around with you and who don't mind your social anxiety and who look past it and who still want to be friendly with you regardless of it, those are the gems. Those are the people you actually want in your life. So Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it prevent you from being authentic and expressing yourself. And as one who is bipolar, video gaming is the absolute worst thing I could do for my mental health. Especially after 12 in the afternoon, in the evenings. That is the worst thing I could do for my mental health. I'm also bipolar. Just putting that out there. Video gaming is something I've done since I was a kid, something I enjoy a lot, but I've noticed, I've distinctly noticed that if I play games after a certain time, too soon before bedtime, that's the worst. Or if I drink coffee and play games in the same day, then I'm fucked for the rest of the week. Our brain chemistry is just too sensitive to all of that flashing lights and other things that influence it. So who is after Varnica? Still in Spain, Hugolina. Interesting. It's been all about you facing your fears. Okay, so at this point, I move on. It helped you cope for 17 years, but you think you're finally stable enough to start moving past it. Okay, moving on to YouTube. When you have a moment, can you see if it's possible to pin a message in your live chat, create a poll, add reactions, hide chat, test message? I'm going to try and pin this message now. Pin to channel, pin message. Yes, it is possible. Okay, so I'm going to do this. A $9 tip will skip the queue and get you 6 cards. Send pin message. Message pinned. Okay. I'm going to start calling names on YouTube now, guys. Ash, if you're still here, you're up next. Actually, that was a mistake. Rashmi Yadav is next, and then Ash. So Rashmi Yadav, if you're still there, we can read for you now. Rashmi Yadav. Ash. Okay, I'm just going to call the names now. Rashmi Yadav, Ash. Donnellan Lerio, Shruti K, Pallavi, Joe Aries, Rara, Shiv Shakti, good night, I'll check in sometime, and again, thank you, you're welcome, and thanks for joining us, and for the follow. Looking forward to hearing from you again, and seeing you again. So Shiv Shakti, I did look in the chat and I didn't see a request from you. I saw you join us, but I did not see you ask a question. You said, hey, how have you been? And that was that. Only later on did you ask to be added to the queue. And that's how my queue looks. Like those who asked, can I join the queue? Or those who asked a question, those are the names that I'm calling out. People who just say hello, how are you doing? I don't automatically add you guys to the queue. You have to say something like I joined. Your message has been retracted anyway. How are you doing? You retracted that message. Your question, you retracted your message. How am I supposed to know what you are asking me if you retracted your message? If you're joining the queue or not. But since these other names that I called out are not here, we'll try it again. Shiv Shakti, Rara, Rashmi Adav, Ash, Donnellan Lerio, K Shruti K. So guys, if you retract your messages, I'm going to assume that you've retracted yourself from the queue. So Shruti K has retracted herself from the queue. Aliha, Pallavi. Let's see who's here. Okay, so Shiv Shakti, I'm going to read a general reading for you. But guys, if you remove your messages, like if you ask a question or you say join or you say I want to be in the queue and then you remove it, I can't see it when I'm going through the list. So if I see retracted messages, I'm just going to assume that you've removed yourself from the queue. Pallavi, you are in the queue. And Rara is after Shiv Shakti. General message for you too, okay. Ace of Cups for Shiv Shakti. I'm just reading generally for you, Shiva. Ace of Cups is a good card to see. It's recognition. It's saying you've been expressing your emotions in a healthy, constructive way. When people are saying things that upset you or trigger you, or people are doing things that are crossing boundaries and it causes a strong emotional response in you, you communicate it with grace and with subtlety, and you don't blow it out of proportion, you don't sweep it under the rug, you confront the issues that come up and you confront it in a healthy way, which is a good card. So this card comes up and it encourages you to continue using this method, continue to keep your Ace of Cups the right way around, continue to express yourself in healthy ways, and continue to confront issues that come up as soon as they come up, rather than sweeping them under the carpet or pretending like it's not happening. Pallavi says, I've heard a lot about you from a friend, and that's why I came in here. I'm a new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I'm so glad to hear that my name is spreading. people are sharing my name and sharing my feeds, my videos. It's very cool and very great to hear about that. Knight of Swords. Shiv Shakti. So Knight of Swords is like you've set certain ideas in motion. You came up with ideas. And you're like, I'm going to try and accomplish this, and you put it into practice, into motion. You came up with plans to manifest these ideas, these thoughts, but something has happened in the universe that is like, okay, that's not working. I need to bring it to a close and start something new. Oftentimes, when we have ideas and we apply it. Those dogs, they're just not giving it a rest. They're just going on and on and on. We apply it and we meet obstacles and it doesn't work out. We realize, okay, this wasn't necessarily the best idea. We've tried it out, we've learned from it, we try something new. So this card, the Knight of Discs, is about a rebirth. It's like an intellectual rebirth in your plans. Destroying the old plans, recognizing it's not working, starting a new plan, setting a new plan in motion, coming up with new strategies, and that sort of thing. It comes with unpleasant feelings, it comes with frustrations, it comes with uncertainties and fears of failure, feeling of inadequacy, like I've tried this and it didn't work, am I good enough? But the truth is that, failure opens up possibilities for new success. This is something that a good friend of mine, Xlame on Twitch, said yesterday in the stream. He said, failures open up the possibility for success, because each time that you fail, you learn how not to do it. The next time that you try, you're in a better position to succeed. And that's the wisdom that's coming out of the Knight of Swords. 10 of Discs in reverse in the future. Bye, Varnica. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your support. We'll see you again soon. So 10 of Discs in reverse. This is about losses. So it's saying that because your ideas have not really worked out, the plans that you set in motion, the things that you tried out, didn't necessarily work out the way you had hoped. So all of the energy, time that got invested into that, you miss out on seeing it come into fruition. That's what this 10 of Discs is saying. It's like, because you're starting again, because you're having to kill the old and give birth to new things, you miss out on what you could have accomplished with the old. But that happens sometimes. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let it discourage you from trying again, from investing again. What else does this card say? It says that there are things coming to you. Like, you've been chatting with friends, you've been investing into friends, committing to relationships, having intellectual conversations with them, talking to them, creating things with them. Those investments that go into the relationships will come back. You will see those relationships grow and get stronger, and you get closer. So in the places that you have been investing your time and energy, some of it's been lost, some of it you're not going to see it come back. The energy that you put out is not going to come back, but in other places, the energy that you put out will come back, and it will come back more than you put out. It'll come back 7-fold, 77-fold, 777-fold. So this card says to you, keep on doing it, keep on setting new things in motion, keep on setting new ideas in motion, keep on investing into new things, into new relationships, into old relationships, keep on planting seeds. And that's your reading. So Rara was after Shiv Shakti. So I just want to add another pinned message. Retracting your messages, it means that you don't want to be in the queue. Pin Replace pinned message. So I can only pin one message at a time. That's all good. Message pinned. So after Rara was Rashmi Yadav, followed by Ash, followed by Donalyn Lerio, followed by Pallavi, followed by Joe Aries, so Rara is next, and Rara says, will my mom's operation be alright? Will she be able to recover continuously until she gets back to hometown? Okay, you're welcome Shiv Shakti, and thank you for being here with us today. So guys, I need to go to the toilet quickly. I need to go to the toilet, and yeah, I'll be right back. Oh, wrong. Oh, wrong one. That's where I want to be. Sorry about that. Okay. So, reading for Rara. Oops. So, I guess that's your card. Six of Discs. The Six of Discs, this card is literally called Success. So I think that answers your question, doesn't it? It says a little bit more. You know, if I take the numerology and the symbols in the card, it says a little bit more, but here we go, confirmation. Will Rara's mother endure and recover from this operation? So there's a slight anti-clockwise rotation and a back and forth swinging. So the back and forth swinging is yes, the anti-clockwise rotation says things might get worse before they get better, but yes, she will recover, she will endure through the operation and she will recover, but things might have to get worse, quite a bit worse, before they get better. And that tarot card is Success. So basically, 6 is about working together with others to overcome your limits. So your mom is working together with doctors and you and others in order to overcome her limits. And so this card is saying that that overcome that breakthrough will be successful. The doctors will be able to help her recover. They will be able to successfully go through the operation and help her regain her health and recover. So I see nobody that I called out is replying, but I'm gonna go again. Please answer when your names are called. I don't know what the time frame is going to be, Rara. You must just trust the process. When she is healthy and strong enough to go home, then she will go home. Don't rush it. No, Rara, I literally just said that there is no time frame. You got to let time heal her. You got to let things happen according to the way they're gonna happen. Looks like YouTube just reconnected, which is fantastic. So Rashmi Yadav, Ash, Donalyn Lerio, Pallavi. So you're next, Pallavi, because no one else is here. Joe Aries. General messages for near future. Even last time I've asked you, all came true. Yes. Yes, sir. Ah, Rashmi Adab is back. Okay, Rashmi, you're gonna have to wait and rejoin the queue because I've way moved past you. Joe Aries, you're also here. Okay. So Joe Aries is after Pallavi, and then Rashmi Adab, you will be after Joe Aries. Because I called for Rashmi Yadav so many times. I didn't get any answers. Until now. Okay, so Pallavi. General messages for near future. Number 8 in reverse. Okay. I'm going to turn over all the cards before I start reading. Oh. That's a 9 of Cups that just fell out, but I'm not going to worry too much about the 9 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is the card that was on top. Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. So that number 8, the card that's called Adjustment, that's in reverse. The first one, that is talking about not being prepared to make the changes that are necessary in yourself. So, like, you want to have a healthy relationship, you want to have a good job, you want to have a roof over your head, you want to drive a certain kind of car, you know, you want a certain kind of life. And you're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to make the changes to yourself and your lifestyle to get there. But that card in reverse, it indicates to me that you've not been prepared to do that. You're like, I want these things, but I'm not prepared to try and get them. I'm just going to continue to do things the old way and wake up late and watch TV and not worry about the future. Even though I want my future to be good, I'm not going to change what I need to change in the present to get there. That's basically the energy I get from that 8 in reverse, because that 8 is about making the changes that you need to make. So it's like, okay, this is the dream that I want to live. This is the future I want to live. So I know I'm going to need to do this if I want to make that real. I know I'm going to need to do that if I want to make it real. But for you, that card in reverse is saying that you are not making the changes. You're not doing the thing that creates the future you desire. You're staying in the old habits that don't create the future you desire. But that's coming to a close. That period is now coming to an end. Something has happened. The universe has given you no choice. The universe has given you circumstances and relationships in your life that are kind of forcing you to adapt, that are kind of forcing you to change. And so it's a good thing. Otherwise, nothing would have changed for you. Like that friend who recommended you come here, I feel like that's very much tied into that. That's part of it. Relationships, new friendships that are kind of forcing you to change. That 3 of Cups in the present there. What is that one saying to us? Three of Cups, this is in the present, this is what's going on for you now. This three of Cups talks about it talks about nourishing your relationships, like your friendships, your family relationships. It's like you're investing into them. You're like, hey, I actually want to have good relations with my parents, so I should probably, chat with them or go and visit them or invite them for dinner. You're actually investing into the relationships. And friendships as well. You're like, hey, if I want to have these healthy friendships, I can't wait for everyone to text me first every time. I can't wait for other people to make plans with me all the time. I need to actually also, meet them halfway. So it's like you're becoming aware of all these things that you could be doing better in order to nourish your relationships, and then you're doing it, and it's working. What else does this card have to say? What else does this card have to say? It's also saying that you're learning how to express your creativity. You're like exploring new creative mediums. Like maybe you're starting to draw, or maybe you're starting to write poetry, or maybe you're starting to sing more. You're learning how to tap into your creative energy center and allow it to express itself. Allow your emotions to be expressed through your creativity. So Donalyn, welcome back. I did call your name like 5 times and you didn't answer, so I moved on. So at this point you're going to have to rejoin the queue, and you will be after Rashmi Yadav. 2 of Swords in reverse is in the future for you, Palav. I'm glad to hear you say that things are steadily changing, just like we see here in the spread. It's good to see. So the 2 of Swords in the future says there is opportunities for harmony, resolution. There's the potential for peace and prosperity and abundance in your life. That's in your relationships, that's in your, like Swords is about purpose. So you set purpose for yourself, you set goals. I want to accomplish this, I want to have a good family life, I want to have homestead, and I want to have a creative career. So those things, oftentimes they pull in different directions and it feels like they can't work together, or you can't have them all. This card here says that they can all work together, they can support one another. Like your creative career can support your homestead, and your homestead can resolve issues in your relationships, and vice versa. It can all work together like pillars that hold up a building, that hold up a temple. But you have to commit to it. Like, you can't say today, okay, this is what I'm creating, and then tomorrow say, oh, that's what I'm creating, and then tomorrow say, okay, that's what I'm creating. Like, one day I want to have good friendships, the next day I don't give a fuck about my friends. Tomorrow, oh, I want to resolve conflicts with my parents, next day, fuck them, I don't want them in my life anymore. You can't keep changing the decision. You know, if you're going to reach for potential, for harmony and balance and growth, you need to commit to it. Like, if I plant a seed, the seed immediately starts growing, but it won't grow into a full tree that I can harvest from unless I come back and water it and protect it from like heavy rains and strong sun and give it good soil. If I don't come and commit to the seed, the growth won't last very long before it dies. So that's what this card is saying to you. It's saying whatever you're going to set in motion, whatever you're going to work towards, whatever you're going to create, it can all be yours. The potential is there, but you're going to have to commit to it. You can't one day say, this is what I want, and the next day, oh, fuck that, and I'm not going to, like, I planted a seed, oh, never mind, I've changed my mind, I don't want that tree in my yard. I'll plant this tree and said, oh, never mind, I don't want that tree in my yard, I'll plant this tree. If you keep doing that, you're never going to end up with a grown tree. So that's what this card says. You are most welcome. And thank you for joining us today, and thank you for the subscribe and the likes. And hope that you will also recommend me to others, and you know, we will grow together. Looking forward to it. You were previously closed off as an introvert big time. You've started writing, it gives you immense happiness, amazing. So you have been tapping into your creative potential, just like we saw with that 3 of Cups. Very nice, very good to hear. Thank you for the feedback. It's great to see you know, to hear from you that what the cards are saying to me, what the spirit is saying to me is actually hitting home. I trust that it is, but it's good to get feedback as well. So Joe Aries was after Pallavi. And then after Joe Aries will be Rashmi Yadav, and after Rashmi will be Donalyn Lerio. So Joe Aries says, I want to know what is coming towards me for the rest of July. Okay, cool. Thank you for sticking around, Joe. Thank you for your patience. So what is coming up for, you know, what can Joe expect in the rest of this July? There's only a couple weeks left. You know, we're almost into the 3rd week of July. Someone told me I'd be visiting my friends in their flat in the 3rd week of July. And my friends are visiting me in my flat in the 3rd week of July. Ten of Discs in reverse. So this 10 of Discs says to me that July this far has been kind of disappointing. There's been a lot of losses. Like, you've invested energy and time into plans and projects, and like, you're not seeing the returns on that. Most of July has been you seeing that the things you've been working on are falling through. The plans you had made, the applications you made, things like that falling through. And that's kind of disappointing. That's what July has looked like so far for you. A kind of disappointing month. Two of Cups is in the present. Two of Cups in the present. What is this saying? What is this saying to us? So the Two of Cups, it's like you are busy exchanging emotional value with someone else. Like, there's someone in your life that you talk to about things that you're going through, and they share what they're going through with you. You have a relationship. So like Cups represent your value. You're emotional, creative, and like spiritual value. That's what your cup is. It's your vessel. And so the Two of Cups is like where you are sharing that with someone else. You're like filling your own cup. Your cup is full, whether it's full of negative things and frustrations, or positive things and joys. You're sharing it with someone else. You're like communicating it and passing the cups around. Like they're giving you of their value, and you're giving them of your value. So this can look like romance. It's usually the beginning of romance. When I see this kind of energy come up, it usually talks to me about you're deepening in your intimacy with someone in your life. And yeah, I guess that's what it means. It doesn't necessarily imply romance. It's just saying you're deepening in intimacy with someone in your life. You're making a strong emotional connection with someone. All the stuff that you're going through and all the stuff that they're going through, it's like allowing you guys to connect with each other. Please be patient, Joe. Please be patient. I am going to answer you. Let the Spirit speak. Let the Spirit give you what it wants to give you. So the Spirit talks about the past first. It shows you things that you have been through, and it shows you that, you know, like it says, this is what you've been through. You've missed out because Thank you. You could have left it. Yeah, you should have left the door open.
I know.
Yeah. It shows up in the past. Where are we? It shows up in the past. Losses. The point of that is to say, don't let it discourage you. Continue to plant new seeds and make new investments. Continue to start new projects and make new applications. You can't let failures discourage you from trying again. That's why that card shows up. That's why the Spirit says that to you. And you're connecting with family. This card shows up because that is what you're sowing. Like, you want to know what is happening in the future? Look at your present. What are you doing today? Because the things that you're doing today is what you're going to see the results of tomorrow. So if you are gossiping about people and being rude to people today, that's what you're going to reap tomorrow. You're going to see people gossiping about you and being rude to you tomorrow. If you are forming intimate, close connections today, you're going to reap the rewards of that tomorrow. Those people are going to support you and help you grow tomorrow. Number 18. Number 18 is what the rest of July holds for you. It's called the Moon. This card is about illusions, fears. So the card in reverse, it indicates that there are people in your life who are going to spin doubts. They're going to make you doubt that what you are creating is possible, make you doubt that you can invest and grow, and that business ventures you try out can be successful. There's going to be information coming in from various people that is like throwing a blanket of suppression and illusion and fear over your dreams and over your goals. Don't subscribe to their illusion. Don't listen to it, you know. That the Moon card, what it usually means is realization. It's when you come to the realization that you actually have everything you need to be successful. There might seem like there's an obstacle in front of you, but you actually already have the tools you need to overcome that obstacle, and you can apply those tools and make your breakthrough. That's what the Moon card is about. But this Moon card in reverse implies that other people are going to try and make you realize that you're a failure, but that's not the truth. It's an illusion. It's false. You're not a failure. You're actually, if you do fail at something, that failure opens up the opportunity for success. Every time that you encounter failure, you learn better ways to do it in the future. You learn from the failure. You learn experience and knowledge, and you meet people along the way who can help you grow. And so that is your reading. Don't let the doubts, don't let people convince you that you're going to fail. Trust in your abilities, trust in your intuition, trust in your knowledge. How does the Virgo see me? Says Ruby. How does Virgo see me? Welcome in, by the way, Ruby. Anu Chaudhary, welcome in. So I don't read like that, guys. I don't read what other people are thinking. What is the Virgo thinking? That's the Virgo's business. What is Manesh feeling? That's Manesh's business, not yours. And Joe Aries, the cards, the spirit says that the bad luck is not finished yet. July has more bad luck. July has more bad luck for you. Or people are going to try and create more bad luck for you, but don't let them. Yes, Joe, you can be Ruby. You can be added to the queue. We've got some other questions to answer. After Joe, we had Rashmi Yadav. Is my partner Alok gonna be my future spouse? Welcome, Joe, and thank you for your patience and for your viewage and the likes. Thank you for liking this video. Much appreciation. So this is for Rashmi Yadav. That is the Magus. The Magus is about miscommunication. You guys are not talking about something that should be talked about. You're not talking about. Like you're asking me, will I marry him? Instead of asking him, will you marry me? Will Alok marry Rashmi? No. Pendulum says no. Thank you for the follow. What's that? Crane something. Thank you for following. Yes, Ruby, that's a much healthier question. So there is an anti-clockwise rotation, which implies that that future can still change. But the way things currently are, Rashmi, what's that? Crane is in the sky. Welcome, and you are in the queue. So Rashmi Yadav, that is saying no, the way things currently are, you're not likely going to end up marrying Alok. There's too much miscommunication going on. You do things and you have ideas and you don't talk about it, you don't communicate your wants and your desires and your ideas, you don't communicate it, and he doesn't communicate his either. And when questioned about your feelings, you lie about it, you put in a smile, yeah, I'm fine, when you're not really, and he does the same thing. There's no real connection between you two at the moment, and as long as that continues, as long as this major stays upside down, your relationship is not going to end in marriage. And if it does, it wouldn't exactly be the best idea. But if this gets turned around, then that future can change. If you start opening up and being more vulnerable and honest, and he starts opening up, then that future can change. Crane is in the sky, so yeah, I disabled the bots because they create more frustration than help. And they sometimes add people to the queue and sometimes don't, and that's very frustrating and confusing for everyone involved, including the bot. The bot gets so confused, so I just turned it off. There is still bots, you can still type exclaim links, exclaim giveaway. There are still other commands you can try out, uptime, things like that. But the queue commands I've disabled. But I've got you in the queue. Who's next? After Rashmi Yadav, we had Donnellan. There you go. Will my husband and his third party be separated? He will come back to us in the near future? Okay. So I intuitively decide if I'm going to do pendulum readings or not. And this time I'm gonna. Six of Discs. This is about overcoming your limits, your physical limits, financial limits, health limits, through partnership, through relationship, through connection. Will Donovan's husband leave his third party and return to his family? First thing I'm getting is a clockwise rotation. Clockwise rotation, what does that say? It says, is this really what you want? Is this really in your best interest? And that's everything that the pendulum is saying. The pendulum is saying, you know, if this man cheated on you and abandoned his family, are you really going to be so prepared to welcome him back? You're going to open your heart up just to get hurt again and abandoned again and cheated on again? Not a good idea. The Six of Discs says start making new connections. Forget about him. Connect to other people. Connect to new people. Make new relationships. Like, you've got certain limitations, physical limitations, financial limitations. You're doing the best that you can with what you know and what you have. Forming new connections, establishing new relationships and new friendships. You know, you will meet other people who are also doing the best that they can, and they will help support you. You will learn from them. They will get access to their resources and their knowledge, and they will get access to yours, and you will both evolve past your limits. This man, this husband of yours who has cheated on you and abandoned you, he is not helping you evolve. So you know, you shouldn't be worrying about him too much. Anu, we will get to you. Your question will come up, don't worry. So, Donnellan, the pendulum says maybe he will come back. Who cares if he comes back? You shouldn't really let him back in. He's done a lot of harm. You can forgive him, but that doesn't mean you have to let him back into your home. That doesn't mean you need to give him the opportunity to hurt you again and your children. So after Donnellan, where were we? After Donnellan, we have Ruby. Ruby and Anu joined the queue at this point, and then Crane. Crane is in the sky. Welcome in Tanu, welcome in Sukmani. How are you guys doing today? Thank you for the subscribe, Tanu. Okay, so Ruby, you are next, and you want to know what good things are coming to you, what's coming to you in the next month, what is coming towards me in the next 3 months. Okay. What's coming towards you in the next 3 months? Let's see. Let's see. Because you know, whatever you're setting in motion is what comes back to you. Everything you say, everything you do comes back to you. Has an effect on the world. The future doesn't happen to you. You create it. Ten of Discs. What is a Ten of Discs saying? This is saying that in the last 3 months, you reap the rewards of your own investments. You invested into whatever business opportunities, financial opportunities. You set yourself, you like chose, okay, I'm going to stop smoking, or I'm going to cut out bad habits, and I'm going to start exercising, or I'm going to adjust my diet. You set good things in motion, and within 3 months you saw huge progress, huge change, huge returns on those investments of your time and your energy and your money. All came back to you. Huge breakthroughs, huge growth. Really great to see this kind of card. And it says to you, if you want, the next 3 months, if you want to see that same kind of growth happen in the next 3 months, you need to set new changes in motion. Like, you need to see, okay, what more can you adjust in your health and your lifestyle? What more investments can you make? Because the last 3 months, you've seen breakthroughs and growth, and that's because of actions you took. So if you want to see more growth and breakthrough in the next 3 months, you need to make more investments and take new actions. Welcome in, Amber. And I've got you in the queue, Tanu. Your question gets you added to the queue. Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, he's telling me that you're learning new ways to interact with your emotions in the present. That's what's going on. Like you've realized that certain kinds of emotions, they try and tell you to take actions, and you've realized that those actions don't necessarily have a positive impact on your life and your environment and your relationships. It's like, if you feel upset or angry, then that emotion tells you to do something spiteful or something aggressive. And you've learned that, listening to that emotion doesn't get a good response from your environment, doesn't create good things in your life. So you are learning new ways to interact with those emotions. You feel angry, you're learning healthier ways to express it, probably through some kind of creative action, maybe writing it down. Like, that's what I've been learning, is that when I'm feeling angry, I'll draw something violent. I'll draw like someone getting their head cut off, or I'll play electric guitar really aggressively. It sounds shit, but it's still a creative action. Or I'll write a letter to the person I'm angry about, and I'll never show them the letter. I don't need to. The point is, I was doing something creative with the pain. So it's like you are learning good ways to express your feelings, better ways to interact with your emotions. And that is the kind of thing that you're setting in motion now. It's the kind of thing that you are investing. It's like, that's the seed that you're planting. Healthier emotional interactions, creative expressions. That's the kind of thing that you're planting. So that's the kind of thing you're going to see grow in the next 3 months. You're going to see your emotional self grow, emotional maturity, emotional development, creative expression. You're going to see yourself develop as a writer, as an artist, as a singer, whatever your creative medium is. Anu Chaudhary, if you have asked a question, you are in the queue. You don't have to spam. 4 of discs. Four of discs is in reverse. So this card, it talks about discipline and structure. It's upside down, so it's warning you that your discipline and your structure might be lacking or might derail your process. So whatever you set in motion, right, you have to commit to it. If you plant a seed, you have to commit to it and come back and water it and all that. And that has to form part of your daily routine and your structure. And some days you won't feel like doing it, but you have to be disciplined enough to do it anyway. So this card in reverse, it's like warning you that, like, in the past, you have made investments and you've worked towards things, and then you've failed to stay disciplined. Like, you've let your discipline become laxy, and that has a big impact on how much abundance you receive, how much growth you see, how much wealth you make. And there's a big impact on all those things. How much discipline you have or how little discipline you have, big impact on your outcome. How much routine you are, how much you stick to your routine, and how much you let your routine slide. Big impact on the outcome. So it's like, what is your daily routine? Because your daily routine is going to define what you're going to see in 3 months' time. So whatever you want to see in 3 months' time, you can make it happen by setting a routine for it every day, working within that routine. And that is your reading. Welcome in, Ranvishay Jun. Ranveer Vijay Jun, welcome. You've started moving on right now, says Donalyn. Just focusing on my 2 daughters. Amazing. That's a much healthier approach, much better approach. Very glad to hear it. I'm glad that the spirits gave you confirmation on your decision and your progress. So having a look to see where we are. Sure, Amber. Sure. I'll put you in the queue. In fact, you already are in the queue. When you said, may I ask a question, you got added to the queue. And I'll add you to the queue as well, RBJ. Just having a look to see who is next in the queue. Trying to stay focused. Try not to miss anybody. So that reading was for Ruby. That means Crane in the Sky is next. So Crane in the Sky, I'll just need a bit of confirmation from you that you are still here. Amazing, Crane in the Sky is here. Well, Jordan and I thrive in this creative partnership we're about to do. Fantastic, fantastic question. Intuitively, I don't feel called to use the pendulum. For a yes or no answer. Ten of Cups, okay. 10 of Cups in reverse. So you've tried this before, you know, you've gotten involved with other people and tried to start creative partnerships and creative endeavors, working on projects together, and it was painful. Like you got hurt, you got betrayed, you got hurt in the past, so it creates like some trauma responses in the present, some fears and anxieties. So this card here, it says to me that you haven't fully felt the repercussions or the losses of, you know, the last time that you tried this out. 10 is about full expression. It's like things coming full circle. And Cups is all about creation, creativity, and emotion. So, welcome in, beautiful blondie. And you're not seeing me in a bit. I'm always here. Background has changed, but I'm here every day. Same beautiful voice. Background hasn't actually changed. But yeah, back to Crane in the Sky. So yeah, I was saying that you haven't fully felt the losses of it, but you have expressed yourself. Like you, when we go through this kind of thing and we end up going through betrayals and we feel pain of loss, at some point it comes full circle and we like cry, we're like broken, we're laying on the floor stamping, banging our hands, bawling, crying, feeling completely hopeless. So that period of like full expression of the pain has already arrived, but it's still affecting your present, it's still affecting your decisions and your feelings. Even though you've gone through the worst of it, it's still affecting you. You haven't felt the full extent of it yet. 7 of Discs is in the present here. So the 7 of Discs, it says that you've made the right decision. You made a good decision. Whether or not this turns out, whether or not this is successful, it is a good decision. 7 is about decisions, and Discs is about your physical world, financial world, fitness world, health world, that kind of thing. It's saying it's a good decision for your physical universe, your physical security. This is a decision that is aligned with your physical security. And whether or not it is successful, it's taking a step in the right direction, moving towards the outcomes that you want to create for yourself. It says to you, don't let doubt bring failure. Don't doubt yourself, because even if even if this creative project doesn't work out the way it's supposed to, this person, this Jordan that you're working with, they're gonna like completely reprogram your perception of partnerships and working together with others. Like, you've had bad experiences in the past, this is gonna be a better experience. Even if there's failure, it's still a better experience and reprograms your vision of it, helps you feel better about it, and you will learn through the process. You will learn about working together with others. You will evolve your creative expression and your ability to create. There is so much abundance to be found through this process. It is the right decision, even if it doesn't result in success. Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, this card is in reverse. It's in the future. It's what's opening up while you work together. Again, Cups is about your emotional expression and your creative expression. But this card is particularly about nourishing your relationships, like nourishing the creative and emotional aspects of the relationship. Like, emotions and creativity go hand in hand. That's why Cups symbolize both of those things. Like, if I want to be creative with someone, I need to be emotionally vulnerable with them. I need to have an emotional connection with them. And I can establish that connection through their art, and we can sit and we can talk about art and the things we went through when we were creating. So this card, it says, you know, you can't approach this partnership from a disconnected perspective, from like an intellectual perspective. You need to really dive in there deeply, dive into that emotions, form a deep connection. And you've got to be willing to express your emotions. And you know, when you're feeling shit, you can go and talk to Jordan, and you can set that example for Jordan to come and talk to you when he's going through shit, because that's how, you know, that's how creative alchemy happens. That's how you guys end up creating magnificent pieces. Like, I saw recently my sister, she's an artist, and she was in this weird dynamic relationship. I'm not going to get too much into the details because it's her life, but her and one of the other guys involved, they ended up creating this magnificent piece that was done in blood and charcoal and like mud and coffee and natural ingredients. This magnificent art piece, and it was through one of the most harrowing and painful experiences that either of them had ever been through that this magnificent art piece came out. And yeah, so it's saying really dive into the emotional aspect of it, because that's where you find creation. That's where creativity happens. Good morning, Divine Lioness. What a beautiful reading. Glad I got to experience it. Crane in the sky. Good luck. Outcome seems good. Outcome seems positive. Lots of growth. It's like, it's a magnificent experience on the horizon for you. Almost envious, but I guess I kind of am going through similar things here. Oh, I had the trippy tapestry. Yeah, I only used that like once or twice. Don't really use it very often. It's still here. It's just like pinned up against the ceiling. You're welcome, Crane in the Sky, and thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the chat again and hear from you again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to following your progress. I get an insight, like these cards, when I lay out a spread, it like gives me a portal into your life, and I get to like look at a piece of your life, and then the next time I lay a spread, it's like I'm looking through the portal again, and I get to see how things have changed and grown. It's quite a blessing. It's like, yeah, one of my favorite parts of doing this, to watch how people grow and change over time. So, Anu Chaudhary, are you still here? Because you're up next. After Anu is Tanu. So Anu Chaudhary, and then Tanu Taku, and then Amber Dugan. Welcome, Shulsvari. That's a difficult name for me to pronounce. Will there be reunion or no? I'll add you to the queue. So I'm waiting for confirmation from Anu Chaudhary and Tanu Taku. And don't spam the chat. I'm gonna time you out if you spam the chat. Anu Chaudhary, Tanu Thakur, Amber Dugan, Ravijay June, Ranvijay June. So I'm just calling out names now because no one's answering. Come on guys, are you still here? I'm gonna go through the list one more time. Anu Chaudhary, Tanu Thakur, Amber Dugan, Ranvijay June, okay, I guess they've all left, so we're moving on. Shulzwari, I'm gonna read for you now. Will AJ and Shulzwari have reunion? Eight of discs, wands, 8 of wands. This is talking about your intentions. It's saying that your intentions need to change. Both of you need to change your intentions. Why do you want to be in a relationship with AJ? What do you want from that relationship? Ah, I see now. YouTube is disconnected again. So you guys are answering, probably. Okay, so you guys are here. Welcome in Sanj, new subscriber, thank you for the sub, and thank you for liking, much appreciation. You want a reading for the month of August. Ravijay June is still here. Okay, cool, so I will do your reading next, Ravijay, since everybody else has left. Will AJ and Shulzwari have reunion? Pendulum says no. Side to side is no. There's a clockwise rotation, so it's saying to you that what's in your best interest, Shulzwari, is to move on. Because neither of you had healthy intentions in your relationship. Both of you had self-serving, self-seeking relationships. You did not have the other's interests at heart. And so that relationship is actually better in the past. It's better to move on, take the lessons that were learned, and move on. So Ravijay June. Did she get rid of all of her problems in the future? Let's see. Let's find out. Adjustments. Number 8, adjustments. So this says that she is busy getting rid of all of her problems. She's busy doing the work. She's like, hey, the future that I want is not compatible with the character I've been living. I need to make some changes. And so she's making those changes. She's like, I've got some bad habits that are not helping me create my future. I need to cut those bad habits out of my life one at a time and replace them with good habits that help me create my future. She's like, I realize that there is a specific kind of person who lives my dreams and I need to become that person. And she is in the process of changing herself into the person that she needs to be in order to have a good life and eliminate her problems. She's in the process of making the changes. Six of Cups. She's learning. She has learned from others. Like most of her life, she's just been doing the best that she can, and she's still going through a rough time, but she's doing the best that she can. Always has been. Just doing the best that she can with what she was taught by her parents and those that she grew up with. You know, there were limits. She was taught to self-pity. She was taught to react to fears. She was taught to hide away from her creative potential. But then she met other people who, you know, gave her a better example, a new example that helped her overcome. And that's what brought her to this point where she's like, hey, I now see myself clearly and I need to make some changes. So she's making those changes. She's taking the lesson and she's evolving past her limits. There is great abundance in her future. Great physical abundance. Lots of material wealth. Fitness and health. Long life. This is what her future looks like. But she has to commit. You know, she's busy making these changes in her life right now. If she stops, right? If she stops making these changes, then this future disappears. All this abundance in the future disappears. This Two of Discs says there's infinite potential for wealth and health and long life and relationship, fulfillment. Lots of potential there. That's what her future looks like. Full of abundance. But if she stops making these healthy changes here, then all of that disappears. As long as she continues to make the changes and adjust herself and take up new habits and cut out old habits, then yes, she will have that good future. But it's up to her. Only she can make that future for herself. So, Sanj, S-A-N-G, want a general reading for the month ahead, month of August? Let me know if you're still here, and I'll do that reading for you right away. Amazing. Thank you for subscribing and for liking. You're welcome, Ran Vijay. Hope that I'll see you soon. So guys, you have pushed me over the 200 subscriber mark today. We went from 197 when we started streaming to 206. Thank you very much for, you know, helping this channel grow, helping me accomplish my goals, my dreams, you know, returning some value for the value received. Much appreciation to everyone who participates. Jasmine, new sub, thank you so much. New sub, thank you for the like and the sub, much appreciation. So this reading that I'm doing now is the last reading that I'm going to be doing for the day because I've run out of time. I've actually gone over time. So I'm turning these cards over for Sanj and then I'm going to bounce offline. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow, although I'm not doing tarot readings tomorrow. Not free tarot readings anyway, but I will see you tomorrow, and on Thursday I will be doing more free readings. Welcome in the Winter Within. Welcome. 10 of Cups in reverse for Sanj. This is the first card I drew for you, and it's this talks about the month of July. It's like what you've been going through in July, and that is, it kind of talks to me about betrayal or loss, you know, like breakup, heartache, that kind of thing, pain in the heart, like, yeah, it talks about heartache, dealing with loss and pain in the heart. like the whole of July has been you coping with something, like somebody cutting you out of their life, or someone pushing you away, or someone losing someone from your life. That's what, or like your pet going missing. That these kinds of things would create a 10 of Cups in reverse in my life anyway. So I feel like that's what you've been going through. It's like this loss in the last month, but it has come full circle. This says 10, so 10 is a full circle, which means that you have fully allowed that pain to express itself, and that's like screaming into a pillow and banging. And you know, like for me, a 10 of Cups in reverse looked like me underneath a table crying out to God to save me from these pitiful circumstances, saying it's not worth living anymore, you know, just letting that pain really express itself. And then as in the resolution, finding a sense of peace, finding a feeling like it's finally, the worst is finally over. So July, that card is saying that July, the worst is finally over. What you've been dealing with, the worst of it is past. In the present, I've got the 4 of Cups. So in the present, your focus should be around establishing emotional discipline, you know, learning to get back into the flow of things, getting back to living and interacting with people and doing things, regardless of the pain, you know, trying to move forward towards creativity, towards construction, towards growth, and getting on with life, moving forward regardless of what you're still carrying. You're dealing with it as best as you can. You've been through the worst, and now focusing on re-establishing structure into your life and re-establishing structure over your emotions. So I know when I'm dealing with that energy of the 10 of Cups in reverse, all my self-care routine is out the window. Everything to do with work and income goes out the window. Everything is out the window except dealing with the pain. So this card has said now the worst is past, you know, getting the other things in your life back in order, re-establishing the structure of your life. That's where your focus should be, because that's what you can set in motion now is what you're going to see in the next month. So everything you're setting in motion, all the structure, everything you return to your life now is what you're going to reap the rewards of come August. And that's what I see here with number 21. This is as above, so below. It's the universe, like the universe within reflecting without. Whatever you're visualizing here, you can create it. So that's what August looks like. It looks like you creating your vision, like everything, all the ideas that you have, bringing them out of the mind into the physical world, bringing your ideas and your plans out of the mind into the physical world and working on it. And this card says that there will be aspects of your shadow, you know, there will be parts of this loss and this pain that come up and try and get in the way. And there will be things that distract you, and there will be unforeseen events. But in this card, we've got the Star Goddess, and she's dancing with the serpent. So she's dancing with the shadow, she's dancing with the pain, she's dancing with the distractions. If something comes up that's an obstacle, she dances with it, she moves. It tries to restrict her and hold her away from her goals, and she just dances out of the way. She doesn't let it happen. And so, yeah, that's what your August looks like. It looks like you learning connecting above with below, connecting your mind and your visions and your creativity and your ideas with the physical world, causing them to manifest into your physical world. That's what August is all about for you. Yeah, transforming your vision into reality. Really appreciate the time and guidance. Thank you so much for your recognition and for your support and being here, and for subscribing and helping me get beyond the 200 subscriber mark. So much appreciation to you guys as well. Thank you. So that's that for today, guys. So I'm going to do art streaming tomorrow. I'm an artist, and so I've got some commissions to work on and some NFTs I'm working on, and so that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But yeah, I love it when you guys come and hang out with me and chat with me, and we talk about things, and you tell me what's going on in your life, and we get to know each other. I love that. So please feel free to come and join me tomorrow in my art stream, even though I'm not doing free tarot readings. And then on Thursday I will do more free tarot and divination. So I'll see you then. Until then, blessings of abundance and prosperity to all.